Testimony today. I'm a parent in Anne Arundel County. My husband is active duty, and I am a disabled military veteran. We have 5 children, and of those children, 4 have disabilities.
Give us your name.
I'm sorry. My name is Sarah Davis. 4 of our children have disabilities. 2 have IEPs for autism and other cerebral palsy and other diagnoses, and 2 have 504 plans for more mild disabilities, including vision impairment and 504 and ADHD. So we participated in countless IEP meetings, both here in the state of Maryland, where we are retiring and settling, as well as in other states, including Texas, where parent consent is already a feature of their legislative process. And I have to say that there is a clear difference between the meetings where parents have consent and meetings where parents do not have consent. Even in this state, you have consent only on the initial IEP, which is the first IEP to be drafted for a child either coming into the state or going on to an IEP for the first time. And in those meetings, there is collaboration. We discuss as equal partners what the best options for the child are. Me as the parent who has the most student-centered perspective of anyone on the team is allowed to give my voice. On the meetings where we don't have consent, specifically those that we've experienced here in Maryland, it is a completely different outcome. I'm given polite nods, and then the team proceeds forward with what has been drafted to the IEP prior to me ever even coming into the room. Issues like using data from 1985 for typing rates for my child who has a motor impairment are used as a basis for decreasing services and determining that she is typing within average range. I'm sorry, 1985 is not the same typing range as is today. When asking to use appropriate and current research, I'm told I can take the team to due process if I dislike the outcome and the data that they're using. It is very inequitable, and it leads to parents walking out of the room feeling like their voices have not been heard, that their students' voices have not been heard. My daughter will even come in and bring in, at 11 years old, things she wants to work on, and that is discounted. The team gives a polite nod and moves forward. Many times the decisions that the team is making are not in compliance. I believe if one would look at the audit records of the Maryland State Department of Education, of the local counties, they would find that many counties are often failing to meet the standards set out by the Maryland State Department of Education. Or rationing of services, where counties have not employed a sufficient number of professionals in order to provide services, or simply because of the schedule of the special educator. My daughter received writing support in science class because the special educator wasn't actually available during the time that writing was occurring, and so that year didn't make any progress on those goals. Had I had the opportunity to consent, I would have refused such a proposal, because certainly writing support in science class is ineffective. However, we are a military family on a single income, and we do not have $50,000 or more to pursue our legal remedies, and therefore we are obligated to accept the out of compliance or recommendations that are out of line with current research, and to subsidize our child's education with homeschooling in order to meet those needs that are not being met by the public school system. This parent consent bill would significantly change the dynamic where it would become a team collaboration. Parents provide consent in all other aspects of life. We provide written consent for medical care. We provide written consent for airline travel. We provide written consent even for such simple activities such as participating in the jump zone. The fact that we would not be given the right to provide parental consent to the most important education document that will set our students up for independent living or future education, or set our students up to be receiving financial support from the state for many years to come, is preposterous. I urge you to take this step and support this legislation that will have a tremendous impact in brightening the future of our most vulnerable citizens. Thank you very much.